Hey YouTube, X52708 here, and welcome to another video. Today's video is going to be, well, I was hoping what it would be a parcel coming through the post this morning, so I could reveal to you guys what the secondary system is that I'm going to be focusing my collecting on. Now that didn't actually come through the post this morning, unfortunately, so fingers crossed that will arrive tomorrow. But I have been into town today, guys, and had a look round town. Managed to not buy anything for other systems from my usual haunts: cash generators, cash converters, game stations. My last call of the day was into chips. Now, I knew for a while that chips had what I thought was quite a few games for this particular system that I'm looking on collecting for. It was Ibby that was in today, so I asked Ibby to open up the display cabinet where these particular games are. And unfortunately, the biggest chunk of the games was for a different system than I thought. So there was only 3 games available for this particular system in chips today. So I did buy all 3. One of them's not as in good condition as I'd have hoped, so I will be looking to replace that at some point anyway. So without further ado, guys, I'll show you the games, and you'll obviously see the system from there that I'm looking to collect for. So many thanks to everybody in my last video that had guesses. Quite a few incorrect guesses, a couple of correct guesses. So here we go, guys. I'll show you the first game that I managed to get. And here it is, guys. So this one here is Skijinx, and most of you will recognise the box and the box art. Certainly my younger subscribers will probably think, what the hell is that? Basically, for those of you too young to remember, this is the games for the Atari 2600. Now, as I say, most of you guessed, well, not most of you, a couple of you guessed correctly that it was the Atari 2600. So well done to you guys that did guess correctly. Basically, the Atari 2600 was the first games console that me and my brother were brought as kids. So I think it was probably in the very early 80s, probably around 1980, 1981. Something like that. We were brought it for Christmas one year, and I think it came bundled with Combat and Berserk at the time. Now, the Atari 2600 was the first console that I brought when I started thinking about getting into collecting all of my old consoles again. Now, that was about 6 years ago. That console's still over there now, and that's, as I say, the Atari 2600, and it's the 6-switch Woody. So it's the rarer of the Atari 2600 consoles. So that one's in my collection over there. As I say, I'm now looking at getting a boxed collection of Atari 2600 games, but I won't be going for a full collection like I am with the Mega Drive. My main focus will still be on the Mega Drive, so there's 524 games to collect for the Mega Drive, and if I was crazy enough to try and get a boxed collection of Atari 2600, A, it would cost me a fortune, B, it would drive me nuts not being able to get them in the condition that I want them in, and C, I think there was something like, well, according to Wiki, there was over 530 games done for the Atari 2600, so it's just not financially possible, and I've probably not got the space either to house another full collection. Now, as I say, I've got the 2600 Woody over there already, and when I got back into collecting for it several years ago, I was able to probably get around 50 loose cartridges, most of which I just brought individually on eBay, because they were cartridges, or games, sorry, that I remember playing on the Atari 2600 as a kid. So I've got around 50 games for it already, as I say, those are all loose cards. So what the aim is over time is to replace those with boxed versions, and obviously add into the collection games that I've not played before. Now with the Atari 2600, I'm going to be probably as near, damn it, as OCD as Ian Wilson is with his Jap Mega Drive collection. You know, I want the boxes in as good a condition as possible. I want them to be complete with the manual inside, and I want the cartridge to be in as mint condition as possible as well. Now, with these games being over, well, probably around 30 years old now, I'm under no illusions that it's going to be really difficult to get them in mint condition. But condition-wise, you know, there's bound to be, you know, the odd small crease, something like that. But I don't want ripped boxes, ripped labels, torn instructions, instructions that have been written on, etc. So basically, I've emailed a few eBay sellers today asking them how they package up the boxed Atari 2600 games that they sell, and I am looking for an eBay seller now that sends them in proper parcel boxes, as opposed to jiffy bags where they're going to come through the post and Royal Mail will have, you know, crunched and crumpled up all the boxes, etc. And, you know, I'm going to have to chuck it out or look for a replacement at a later date. But so that's the news, guys. That's going to be the second system that I'm collecting for. You know, putting a lot more focus on anyway. And as I say, I've been into chips today. Got 3 games. 2 of the games are in the condition I like. The third game, the box isn't in particularly good condition, so I will look to be replacing it later on down the line. So here we go, guys. This is the first game. This is a game called Sky Jinx, which, from what I can see on the back of the box, looks to be a hot air balloon type game. Never played it as a kid. In fact, these 3 games, I've never played any of them as a kid, so there'll be new ones for me to look at, and I will look to hook the Atari up to the LCD telly to show you guys some gameplays. So this is the first one, guys. I'll open the boxes just to show you condition wise. So that's the manuals in those days were, you know, pretty thin and basic. So this one unfortunately had a folded manual inside, but there's the instructions, and literally that is it. So, you know, it's basic, but I am going to insist on collecting them all with instructions and clean cartridges as well. So there's the cartridge there, guys, and as you can see, the label on there. So these 3 games, guys, I paid £5 each from Chips. So I think they were supposed to be a little bit more than that, but Ibby did me a bit of a deal. So £5 each. I thought, you know, that will start my my collection off nicely. So that's the first one, guys, Sky Jinx. So let's be careful not to crumple that one. Next one, guys, impressed with this one, as you'll see. A couple of sports titles, these ones, but they, you know, still good to, you know, to play and potentially discover some gems. So this one's skiing. Now on this one, guys, it's actually got the original hanger, the Wee Willie Winky, still in place. So that's pretty impressive. So that's skiing. And again, I won't get it out of the box, guys, but that's complete with the manual and the cartridge. And the third one, guys, this one's the one in not very good condition, so I am going to look to get it replaced whenever possible. And this is a game called Super Football. So it's actually American football as opposed to English football. So that's that one. But as you can see, unfortunately, the box is crumpled there. You know, it's generally certainly not the condition that I want, you know, for my collection. But, you know, it'll at least get me playing the game, and it's, you know, got me 3 games to start with to towards a nice little collection for the Atari 2600. So there we go. So that's the third one, guys.